because no white man is going to beat me up and call myself a revolutionary the following day. You must never be scared to...
Welcome guys. So, Julius Malema was found guilty of hate speech and inciting violence against someone by the Equality Court. And of course, who do you think are most happy? Some of our own people are happy about this. And also the DA party who have been pushing this narrative. And Julius Malema, because even when they went to visit the White House, remember what he said in the White House that Julius Malema is the most dangerous person in South Africa? And they got Trump to agree and all of that. So why am I saying this? I'm gonna play the speech that Julius Malema gave that they are using to found that they used to find him guilty of hate speech and inciting vigilantism. But take a listen to this speech and then we're gonna dissect it. Boom.
You went to a school here to protest the other time, and you were beaten by white people. And there is a white man who's visible on camera. If I were to ask you, what have you done in terms of follow-up after being beaten by that white guy? Why have you not, as a revolutionary organization, followed up on that guy, him alone, to check that guy in an isolated space and attend to the guy properly? What type of revolutionaries get beaten and they don't have a follow-up? And then they pride themselves of being beaten, and they repeat videos of themselves being beaten, and we must vote for them because they were beaten by a white man that they've never followed up on the same white man that has beaten them up. Tell that white man to try me. I'll come many times here in Western Cape appearing a court case, because no white man is going to beat me up and call myself a revolutionary the following day. You must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Why did Mandela take up a gun? He was the first soldier of Mkhonto Wesizwe. Why did he take up a gun? Was he taking a gun to distribute roses? He took up a gun because the revolution had reached a point where there is no longer an alternative but to kill.
So there you have it. That is the speech. But Julius Malema, in my opinion, said nothing wrong, because the DA party members have said way worse. They also painted their face in blackface and protest, and they have even attacked EFF members and other black Africans. And if, look at this, instead of this court goes after people who actually take the lives of black South Africans, where you have many white South African farmers take the lives of black people, who of the black workers. There's this one story where this girl, she pushed her hand through the fence and took an orange off the ground, and the man took his car and ran over the little girl, taking her life. And a few more other instances where they analyze black people and throw them in the pig pen to be eaten. And you can have multiple stories like this. And it's not until people protest in the street that's when they actually arrest them and charge them in court. So they are more focusing on Julius Malema for having a rally and speaking a revolutionary speech than people who actually committing the crime against black people. Those people, they are not going after, but Julius Malema there is. This is a concerted effort of that's the one of their go-to movies. Take out a member who they cannot control by any means necessary. But I'm gonna read what the court released after they found him guilty in the court. So let me take a listen. Let's take a listen. It in its ruling, the court said, whilst calling out someone to behave as a racist may be acceptable, calling for them to be killed is not. And calling for someone to be killed because they are a racist who has acted violently is an act of vigilantism and incitement of the most extreme form of harm possible. So that's what they release. So they are saying this trumps everything that's going on in South Africa when farmers have been taking the lives of black people. This is not inciting violence are the most harm. A speech is the most harm. And you know why they also are afraid of Julius Malema? This chant, the kill the Boer chant. That get under every one of their skins, and this is the reason they've been after him ever since that chant in the stadium a couple of years around 2 years ago. They've been after him for multiple things because every case they brought against Julius Malema, he won. But I'm 100% sure he's gonna go back to the court with this and he will win. But I'm gonna tell you what, since he's found guilty, what are the possible charges they can put against him. So the Equality Court in South Africa deals specifically with allegations of discrimination, hate speech, and harassment based on race, gender, or sexual orientation. They can order those found guilty to issue a public apology, pay compensation, or recommend them for a criminal prosecution. No order has yet been made over Julius Malema's published punishment in the latest case. So you see, this issue that they're targeting Julius Malema to the max. And Julius Malema is not someone who holds his tongue. He speaks truth. And he railed against the imperialists, the powers to be, and the puppet presidents like the current president, President um, Ramaphosa. Why am I saying Julius Malema? Anyway, President Ramaphosa, he's a puppet of the highest level. And he does not fight the fight for black South Africans as he should because they have been powerful. The ANC party have been in power for 30 years. So there's no excuse for why the wage gap and the prosperity gap is so wide between black and white South Africans, where 5% of the population owned 90% of the wealth. That's a ridiculous ratio. Unemployment is over 60% in for black South Africans. 60 to 65 to 70% actually, if I'm not mistaken. And South Africa have like what, 65 million people, and I think it's only 11 million people is working out of that 65. So you can imagine the strain I'm gonna put on the system. Anyway, so let me know, what do you think about this? About Julius Malema being charged, found guilty of inciting um vigilantism and also be charged for hate speech. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Boom.